Arsenal battered and completely dominated an important Champions League game and won the game to not only qualify for the next round of the Champions League knockout stages, but to top the group and win the group with a game to spare, allowing us for that last game against PSV in Netherlands to kind of go weak and play a weak team. Now, I did expect Arsenal to beat Lens. I said that in the preview, but I did not expect it to be this. That performance was amazing from the Arsenal team from top to bottom. I said this in the preview that I wasn't too happy with our Brentford performance and I wanted a more complete performance against Lens, and that's what we got. Absolutely amazing. Havertz with back-to-back goals. I mean, you couldn't have asked for a more perfect night. I am so happy with the results and the performance. Now, for our starting 11, it was pretty much the exact starting 11 that I predicted for the game. I mean, bar the Ben White move. I had obviously Ben White starting and Tomiyasu at left back, but as we know, Arteta had Zinchenko at left back and Tomiyasu at right back, and then Ben White on the bench. And then the rest of the team was the exact same as I predicted, so I mean, great minds think alike, I guess. Now, with the fact that PSV came back against Sevilla before the game for PSV to beat Sevilla 3-2, it set it up perfectly for us that if we drew, we were going to qualify for the next round of the Champions League. And if we won the game, then we would have qualified and, of course, won the group as a whole. The game was quite cagey to start off. Arsenal were holding the ball throughout the beginning of the game, as you would expect. And around the 11th minute, Havertz almost repeated the trick against Lens this time with a really good header from far out, but it just went wide. But no worries, right after that, basically, Kai Havertz scores yet another goal for Arsenal and his first goal for Arsenal in the Champions League. Gabby Jesus heads the ball across the box after a poor clearance from a Lens defender, and Havertz just bundles it in to send Arsenal up 1-0. There was a brief check for Gabriel Jesus, who might have been offside for the goal, but it was determined that he was on and the goal stood. And after that, Lens tried to put some pressure on us, as you would expect, being that they don't want to get eliminated. But we withstood it, and after a really good darting run from Saka, some more poor Lens defending allowed the ball to find its way to Gabriel Jesus, and he had some really nice footwork and an equally good finish to send us up 2-0 in 21 minutes. A really good goal from Gabby. That was Jesus' first goal since his last one against Sevilla in Spain, so very happy for him. Right after that, Arsenal wins the ball again. Martinelli cuts in on his right foot and produced a kind of tamed shot to the center of the goal. The Lens goalkeeper and captain Samba hit the ball right into Saka's body, who it just hit and kind of just went into the net to set us up 3-0 in less than a quarter of the game. Really cruising at that point. And while I thought, okay, with 3-0 up, it's probably time to sit back a little bit and just take care of the game, no, not this Arsenal team. Tomiyasu then played a beautiful, amazing crossfield ball to find Martinelli. I mean, if Tomiyasu meant it, well, that's a whole nother discussion, but it finds Martinelli. Gabby then does really well to dribble into the box, cuts inside, puts the ball beautifully into the bottom corner and sends us up 4-0 in 27 minutes. Just an outstanding start to the game and a really neat goal from Gabby Martinelli. The next talking point was Lens had a set piece around our area. I think it was around the 33rd minute, 32nd minute. They whip it in and it kind of hits Havertz's arm. Now, I made a video on my other channel, on my football channel, about the Newcastle mistake with the PSG game, where they gave Livramento a handball for basically essentially a similar thing. But luckily UEFA must have fixed that, because Havertz had a similar thing. The ball had come in, it hit Havertz's leg and then his arm, but luckily the ref was in tune to it and he didn't give it a penalty. VAR looked at it and decided it wasn't a penalty neither. Lens then win the ball off Gabby Martinelli, and Facundo Medina had an absolute rocket from way outside the area, just hits the post, and at that point Lens are probably thinking to themselves, yeah, this is definitely not happening for us. I mean, we're 4-0 down, it's not even half time, we can't score to save our lives. But what a rocket that was from Medina. And just before half time, Saka has a very nice run, slips through Tomiyasu beautifully. Tommy then whips in a cross and Odegaard hits it on the volley into the bottom corner to go up 5-0. Yes, 5-0 at halftime. Arsenal are cruising, life is good. What a beautiful first half performance from us. What a beautiful team goal, by the way, for the 5th goal. absolutely outstanding. I said this in the preview that we weren't good against Brentford, and I was expecting to see a good all-round performance from Arsenal. And that first half performance, oh my days. For the second half, Arteta made 2 changes, taking off both our fullbacks, taking off Tomiyasu and Zinchenko, that is, for Kivior to replace Zinchenko at the left back position, and then Ben White to replace Tomiyasu at the right back position. I do believe that is purely just for rotational purposes. I mean, being that we were 5-0 up and pretty much cruising at the point. I mean, after those substitutions, not really much happened in the second half. I mean, if you want to call it more competitive, maybe, but I don't know. After that, we made the substitution of taking off star boy Bukayo Saka for Reiss Nelson. Really good performance from Saka on his 5th anniversary for making his Arsenal debut. So awesome performance from him. Very happy he got his goal, and Reiss Nelson got the last 25 minutes or so to play. And right after that Reiss Nelson substitution, Havertz stood really well on an island, dribbled past the Lens defender, passed it into the box, and Odegaard tries to find the bottom corner, but a really good save from Lens' keeper Samba. Almost gotten a goal and an assist there from Havertz. Around the 75th minute then, Arteta decided to take off Declan Rice, rest him for the Wolves game coming up on Saturday, and Jorginho came on for the last bit of the game. We then took off another goal scorer, Gabby Jesus, and we brought on Nketiah for the last 10 or so minutes. We then had that penalty claim where I originally thought they were looking at it because Martinelli got hit in the face. The ref then gets sent to the booth to go look at it, and it's hit the poor 19-year-old boy's arm, and it's given as a handball. If I'm being honest, I actually don't think it is a pen. I think it's hit his arm. It's going to hit Martinelli anyway. It's kind of a 50-50 on if you see it as a penalty or if you don't. I personally don't see it as a penalty, but I can understand your arm is outstretched and it is a penalty because it's hit your hand. Jorginho then steps up to take it and slots it beautifully into the bottom corner to send us up 6-0. Who would have thought Arsenal winning a Champions League group stage game 6-0? If you had told me that 3 years ago, I wouldn't believe you, but here we are, 6-0 up against Lens. And yeah, that's how the game ended. A very comfortable, very good performance from the team. Again, I've said this already, but it was so important for us to put in a good performance after a questionable one against Brentford. We now have an important Premier League game. Feels like I say this all the time, an important game. But we have an important Premier League game coming up against Wolves at home. It's going to be very important for us to go out there and get all 3 points. So hopefully we can. Very happy with the result. Very happy with the performance against Lens. Let me know in the comments below, what did you guys think of the game? Who for you was your man of the match? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one.